Welcome to Judith Plains, Montana by DJ Modding. I'm BP, and this is the 555 Challenge. We're new in town with only our truck, trailer, and tractor, and looking for a fresh start in Big Sky Country. Well, guys, been making some calls on my way into town, trying to figure out what we need to do to get farming in here. And our first stop is going to be at the bank right down here on the right. Not sure, it doesn't look like they have much of a parking lot, so we'll just try to get pulled over. But been talking to a banker, been talking to a local real estate agent, been talking to the guys over at the equipment dealer, and just trying to get an idea of what we are in for here on Judith Plains. In having some of those conversations, it looks like this is big farm country. Everything is bigger in Montana, apparently. So was trying to get a feel from the real estate agent and the guys down at the shop, you know, sort of what goes on around here. And it looks like they've got a good cereal crop industry. They've got some ethanol with the corn here as well. But everything is large scale. And our setup now with our versatile tractor and our truck is going to be considered small potatoes compared to what they're used to around here. So I put together a little bit of a budget in sort of figuring out what we're going to need. It looks like we're headed into the bank. They have the paperwork drawn up for a $5 million loan to get us started. And that's going to help us buy our first farm and our equipment. So I'm going to run in and get that paperwork taken care of and see you guys in just a sec. That was exciting and terrifying all at the same time, guys. $5 million is ours to spend and pay back. I'll show you guys the loan real quick. $5 million at 3.5% means our monthly payment starting out is $50,100. We did finance that over 10 years, so 120 payments to try to keep that payment at a slightly reasonable level. So we've got money in our pocket, burning a hole, ready to be spent. I did get a call from the local real estate agent while I was in the bank. She's just down here around the corner at Tim Hortons. Has a couple of farms that she says she can get us into right away. Just going to go and review the options. And the guys at the bank said the T-hose was right down. That's the fire department. It's supposed to be right down this road by the end. Oh, is that it on the corner? I bet that's it right there. All right, so here we are. There's Tim Hortons. Where are we going to park our stuff? Well, I guess that's the dealer, and I've been on the phone with them. They know we're coming in today to buy some equipment. So let's go ahead and we'll just tuck in over here real quick. I'll wave to them in the window, let them know I'm here. I'll be swinging by later to buy, well, everything but this tractor that we already have. So let me head in to meet with the real estate agent. And yeah, there they are. They saw me, guys. They know we're here. I told them I'd be stopping by. Let me meet with this real estate agent real quick and take a look at what farms we have available to us and see what we can get into here in Judith Plains. So I'll meet with them and I'll be right back once we figured out where we're going to land. We got the deal struck, guys. We are ready to go. We picked up a farm and a couple of fields. Let's head back to the truck and head down and check out the farm and see what we ended up with. The agent had a couple of options. There were a couple of really big options, and I just didn't want to spend all of our money on land and not have enough for equipment and to pay our monthly. So we found a nice farm with a couple of fields right next to it, all being sold together. The farmer retired and took off. So let's see, probably for warmer weather. I'm betting he went to Florida or somewhere nice. So let's see, we are here. I'm not exactly sure how to get out of here, guys. We're going to head up this way. They gave me some directions, but, you know, it's country directions, so it's like, you know, turn at the red truck. And when you get to Joe's farm, don't miss the left. Like, okay, guys, I don't know who Joe is, but I'm sure we will figure it out as we go. So if we stay here and we head down, yeah, I think we're in good shape. So one of the cool things about this farm, the agent was telling me, was that they have a whiskey factory here, and the farm is just down the road from the Jack Daniels factory, which, one, I think is going to smell great, and two, gives us a great opportunity for some productions nearby. And I think that's the Jack Daniels factory just up here on the right. Man, guys, this is a nice looking area. The farms look good. This is really, really good looking farming around here. Yep, there's the Jack Daniels facility right over there. So we're getting closer. And Yingling Locker, we got some beer over there too. She didn't tell me about that. All right, well, that's exciting. And what do we have over here? Roberts Ford Motors. Well, that's good. We got our Ford truck. Maybe he'll give us a deal on some service when we need it. So let's see. Do I need to turn in here? No, I don't turn in here. We gotta go a little further. It was past the Jack Daniels factory. So moving right along. I think it's right here. I think these are our fields on the right here, guys. Let's see. Okay, so got a bunch of warning signs. That is a narrow dirt lane. Wow. Okay, so if I am looking at this right from the map I saw with the real estate agent, this is our barley field, which she thought might be ready to harvest, and sure looks like it is. We've got corn, which all the guys I talk to here say we have to have in the ground. We should definitely be using the ethanol plant to sell our corn. Say it's good money on the corn side. So we got a big field of corn over here. This up here on the left has got to be one of our pastures. Is that the sheep pasture maybe? This farmer had all kinds of animals and sheds and everything else, and decided he was done and moved on. So we got to sort of figure out what he left us. I think this is a sheep pen. Okay. Watch for livestock. Great. So yeah, okay. We will watch for livestock. All right. So then up to the right, we have a clover field. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, this is clover, which we can use for silage. And then we have a grass field across from the farm, and that is going to be the farm, guys. So we are here, and there's the Jack Daniels and the Yingling plant over there. So we are here. I am loving this location. The agent did a good job finding us the right place. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm not sure how long these signs are going to stay standing. Oh, there's already one down. That is a tight corner. All right, so Wild Prairie Ranch. Nice. Love it. Let's pull in here. All right, so this is just the sheep pasture. Let's go ahead and get everything unloaded and off the trailer. We got to get the bucket up on the tractor out of the way of the ramps. Maybe even pull a little forward and get away from that stuff over there. So let's see. We gotta get the ramps down. So we'll get that done. Perfect. Then I think the truck can be off. So this is our trusty, versatile tractor that we had with us on our last farm. We brought it with us. Didn't want to start with nothing. So brought this. We got pallet forks. We're holding our bucket. We have a bale spike and a manure fork over there. So the rest of our farm is right down here. Wow, guys, this thing goes on forever. I don't even know where to start. Well, let's start by putting the implements down out of the way. So let's get rid of that. And then we'll disconnect the pallet forks as well. Leave the pallet forks in the bucket there. Let's go for a quick drive and see what we have going on on the farm. Got propane. That should be our silage bunker right there, or silage silo. So you can put the clover in there. There's our slurry pit. This is our grass field over here. Road closed. Well, yeah, there's no road here. So this is, I believe we have 2 dairy barns here. This is one. We've got milk collection. It's a nice looking, we can peek in the window there. That's a big barn, but that holds a lot of animals. Yep, there's the slurry inside the pen. And, okay, so there is the silage. That's where we make our silage out of our clover and hay and grass and everything. Excellent. The other entrance to the cow barn. We've got just a boatload of sheds here. Oh boy, there's the silo system and the corn dryer. Guys, this is... We spent almost $2 million, but we got a lot to show for it. So we've got a shed here. They left some of their built-ins for us. Give us some spot to store some tools. Oh, we have a chicken coop over here. That's nice. Nice open shed. That's huge, guys. That'll fit a ton of equipment. And then I think this is our other... Okay, so we missed a shed here. So we came through that one. Let's just see what's going on in this one over here. Okay, so another 2-sided shed. These are nice. Got lights in here and everything. Wow. Yeah, this is a nice farm. The guy before us took good care of this. So this is another dairy barn or another cow barn. And it goes down here. Man, look at these pastures, guys. These things are huge. Okay, so yeah, that's the pasture. That leads back up. There's our slurry in here. So we have a slurry pit and a barn with slurry on the side. They both have milking stations. I haven't seen a manure heap. We may have to put those in. Not sure what they were doing for manure ahead of time. We'll climb this fence and get out of here. Okay, so there's the 2 sheds we already saw. The big one. There's the chicken coop. We have our suck-up grain bins and our GSI corn dryer with propane already. We've got this open-ended. Look at this. This is nice. All framed out, ready to go. Maybe we get that finished later on. We'll have to see. So this must be the shop, I assume. See, where are the lights in here? Got garage doors. Well, we'll have to find the light switch, but we've got nice upstairs work area and storage. Got an office with a living area. Oh, great. They've got, look at that, couch and a bed and a fridge. Yeah, that's where we'll be crashing for a while, I'm guessing. We'll have to see how nice the house is. And then, man, look at this door. That is a huge door. Got our diesel tank, some more propane. And it does come with the house now. We'll have to see. I'm not sure that I need to be living in a house that big by myself. Maybe we'll just crash in the shed. Keep it simple, but we have a house nonetheless. So, and then we're back at the truck. So that is the farm, guys. So, oh, and this is the sheep pen. Okay. Yep, got to keep track of that. So here we are. This is where the sheep go. So 2 cow barns, a chicken coop, and a sheep pen. And that overlooks our cornfield. Our clover field's up over there. Grass is around the corner. And our barley is at the end. So, man, guys, this is a huge farm already. I'm excited. Let's get the rest of the stuff unloaded. We got to get back to the shop and get some supplies so we can get to work today. We've got a barley field that needs harvested. I think the grass is going to be ready as well. And we have nothing but a truck and a tractor. And right now, neither of those are going to do either of those jobs for us. So we have a lot of stuff to pick up. I have been in contact with a dealer here locally, been calling them on my trip in. And apparently they were informing me that the area has been transitioning to a green dealer. They got a lot of John Deere equipment But because of that transition, they had a lot of Red Equipment, Case, and other brands traded in for the new Deere stuff they're carrying. So, you know, I said, hey, let's start with the used sale. I got nothing against red tractors and red harvesters or green, doesn't matter to me, but, you know, we'll take whatever fits the budget and gets the job done. So we'll see what they have to say. Oh, nudge that too hard. We might leave the bale spike over here by the sheep. I suspect they will need grass fairly soon. And then let's see if we can't push off our manure fork and get that on the other side. So let's just swing in here. We catch the corner. Yeah, we caught the corner. Great. And this guy probably should stay over here too. I guess not, because the sheep won't produce manure, so we'll have to put that up by the cow barn. But for right now, let's just get connected up, and let's actually just park out of the way. I don't even know where we're going to want all of our equipment yet when we get it, so let's head back to town and back to the dealer and see what we're going to find in ways of equipment to get this farm up and running. I think we're going to be buying a lot of equipment, and our truck and trailer will be put to good use, but I think we're going to have to get something bigger long term, which I'm a little nervous about getting down these roads, but we'll figure that out when we come. So let's see. That's our cornfield. There's our clover field. I wonder who owns this field here. Let's see, maybe be a little nosy neighbor here and see. So it's owned by Katie, and she's got soybeans in here. So that could be a good field for us to get to eventually. Doesn't look like she's taking care of the weeds, so maybe she's not staying on top of her fields and consider selling. But man, there's a lot. There's the warehouse, Amazon, Jack Daniels. We got a lot of stuff going on in the area. I like that route into the farm better. We'll have to remember to turn right over the bridge on the way back, because those corners coming across with a load are going to be challenging. Yeah, right at the Ford dealership, we will turn left. So, oh, ice cream truck. That might be nice on a day like today. It is already 80 degrees outside. So, the 555 challenge. Let's go over what that is. So the 555 challenge is a set of goals that we have to accomplish and a set of parameters we have to play by to get there. The goals are very simple. 555, 500 arable acres of crops we have to own. So I'm not saying 500 acres of land, because some of the crop fields have a lot of land around them, but actually have 500 acres of arable, planted, crops in the ground fields by the end of this. So that's going to be quite a bit. We need $5 million in the bank, and guys, we just took a $5 million loan, so we're going to have to at least double our current money, and I suspect we'll spend a lot more along the way, but we have to have $5 million to set us up for the next stage. And then the last part of the 555 is we need to own 5 on-the-map productions, and that excludes the little stuff like greenhouses and that kind of thing. We're talking like the Jack Daniels facility or a bakery or a grain mill. We got to own some big production. So 500 acres, $5 million, and 5 productions. And what do we have to do to get there? What are the parameters? Well, first and foremost, we are starting off with base game equipment in regards to working with and capacity. So we're not going to start with some ridiculous equipment that holds 100,000 liters of crop and everything else. We are sticking with base game capacities and basically working with and standards until we are out of debt. We are allowed to use course play and auto drive as long as we're paying full wages, and we are allowed to change the speed in course play to something reasonable. We're not going to harvest at 40 miles an hour, but with the bigger fields, we can go up to 12 or 15 miles an hour to harvest if we want to. We will be using the realistic livestock mod on this playthrough. We've had a lot of success with that, and we will not be doing any contracts, so no contracts at all. and we have to use the productions that are on the map unless it's missing. So if we needed a grain mill and there's just not one on the map, we could place one, but we're not going to be bringing in a bunch of productions to reach our 5 production limit. So those are the rules. Those are the goals of the 555 challenge. Let's head up and talk to this nice gal at the desk and see what we're going to get as far as equipment. I will check back in with you guys when we have something to share. Well, guys, we spent some money. We got a lot of red equipment. Let's take a look. Let's run down here. So all of this equipment from the harvester down to our case quad track was all in the used sale. All this stuff had been turned in. Someone basically turned in their red farm and bought a green farm, and we took advantage of it. We got a Radon dump trailer. We got the Vicon mowers. We got the Krone baler for the farm. We had to buy all that stuff new. And the header, the case header, was on sale with the harvester. So we have just a ton of things we got to get back to the farm. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything loaded up. Try to get a couple things onto the trailer to get us started. I did talk to the guys in the shop, and there are apparently a lot of local workers that are ready, willing, and able to help us on the farm. They gave me a couple contact names. I asked if they were trustworthy, and they said, well, you know, they're local guys, so they're trustworthy, but they're, you know, they don't own their own farms for a reason, I guess, is what they were saying. So we'll try to get some stuff back, maybe even get the harvester hired up on a worker, get one of those guys down to the farm there looking for some work this time of year, and get that started while we're running things back and forth. So let's see about getting this case AF11 harvester up onto our trailer. I'm hoping our deck is wide enough. Let's see if we can't get at least one tire on each side. Oh man, that is tight. We might be a little bit too wide for our trailer. Let's see. Maybe if we jump in, we can see a little better and get squared up and hit it right dead center. I feel like we're getting pushed on that ramp just ever so slightly. Yep, don't swing too much. Just okay. Okay, we're gonna be happy that that's on there, guys. That, oh boy. We're hanging off the edge over here just a scotch. All right, so not too shabby. Let's see about maybe throwing a mower on the back there real quick. That way we can pull the header back with this. The guys at the shop did say when you spend this much money and buy this much stuff, they'd help drive some stuff back and forth as long as I gave them a ride back. So just going to get a couple of things loaded up, and then we'll convoy down to the farm and get everything set and ready to go. So let's see, can we sneak this underneath the grain pipe? I'm thinking no, guys. I'm thinking we don't have that kind of working space on this. Let's see. Nope, we don't. All right, we'll just get the mowers put on the case to get us started, and we'll head on down to the farm. So I'm going to pull this up and have one of the guys pull this for us. We'll drive the Volvo, and we will see you guys. Man, we got spectators going on. They're all wondering who's taking all this equipment, who was silly enough to buy a red farm. So, all right, I'm going to get this stuff back to the farm, and I will see you guys there once we have stuff unloaded. We got everything back to the farm. I got a couple of guys started on the harvesting, so our barley is coming in, and it is just about time to get this truck and trailer down to the field. Man, these stop signs are going to get abused. Let's not take out both of them at least. Maybe have to get a better route to get out there. So there you can see our case harvester, the case quad track, and our Elmer's grain cart in the field, ready to go, getting some work done. We're on the second headland, and I'm thinking we probably need to have this truck parked up right here on the field edge, ready to take some barley back to the silo. So let's just make sure they get off and get moving all on their own. Everything looks good. Apparently the local guys know what they're doing enough to get the job done, so no complaints there. Okay, so we are all set. Let's just check and see how much we got. Is that the first empty or the second empty on that harvester? I guess it's the second. Yeah, so they're at 84%. Okay. So he'll be full next time. He'll dump into here, and hopefully that's enough for the entire field. While they're running down there, we have our corn, which is only in growth stage 3 of 7, so we got a couple more months on that. And it, 100% fertilized, 100% yield. Yeah, no liming, no rolling. Looks like that's a good-looking field. So we have our clover, which I don't think is ready to harvest. Yeah, growth stage 3 of 4. But our grass is ready to go. So let's grab our case over here. And we've got dumped everything off to the side. I figured we'd be using it. We'll have to figure out where everything goes later. Let's get the Magnum hooked up to the mowing setup. I think we get this guy set on mowing the grass. Get that done for the first time. I think here is as good a spot as any to get him started. Let's jump in and just see what kind of settings we have in here. For the tractor, 15, 24, do our corners a little bit faster. I haven't even honestly taken a look at this field to see if there are any issues. So let's do 2 headlands, 0 rounded corners. Let's go ahead and generate course. We do need to make sure that this is windrowing. So we're not going to get started quite yet. Let's go ahead and unfold the front, get back to the back, and I suspect it was a Control Y. Yeah, so we are wide spreading, and we want swath dropping. Excellent. So set it off on course play. Let's go ahead and turn off the stop and start points. Don't need any of that stuff showing. And like I said, I haven't even looked at this field to see. There's no fences. So can we... Is there a tree up there that might be a problem? We'll have to wait and see if this guy gets stuck. Oh yeah, taking those corners. Okay. I like that. Nice, smooth, easy corners. Well, let's stay with this guy until he gets to the corner and see if he'll make it, because I don't think there's anything on that side of the field at all that would be a problem. We are going to get a lot of grass off this field, guys. It is going to be a lot. So can we turn grass into hay in our fermenting silo? Or is it all just, it's all just silage? So I guess there's no reason to TED it, because we're not going to need TMR right away. So we could just turn all this into silage, and we can actually do the clover as silage for a round or two. I'm not sure how frequently clover grows back, but we could certainly just sell some silage too, to get started here and make a couple of payments. Yeah, that tree wasn't even close to in the way. So I think this course is worth saving. So we are on field 49, come into mowing, save course. All right, and we are set there. All right, so I think the next order of business, once we get unhooked from our mower, and guys, this is a nice looking area. Just very, very well done. Enjoying being on Judith Plains. Let's grab the Versatile, the only tractor we have left. We got absolutely everything else working. And let's see if we can't get a little bit of baling done while they're still harvesting the field over there. What was that icon over here? Oh, cool. Wardrobe. All right, speaking of icons, I think it's about time to turn them off. So we'll jump in here. And let's go ahead and get the interactive zone markers turned off. We sort of know where everything is at this point, at least enough to be dangerous. Have to remember when we get the cows, we're going to need a manure heap. I don't think we're going to fill both barns for a long time. Probably work one barn at a time. But that pushed out of the way of the door just a little bit. Let's grab our baler. And I will see you guys over at the field. It looks like our harvester may be done with the field, just topping off the old grain cart. We are getting our first set of bales out of the field. I've been excited to use this Krone baler with the bale catcher. I figure we're probably going to produce a lot of bales over the course of our playthrough here. Hundreds, if not thousands. And having to pick them up all individually didn't seem like a great idea. So the fact that we can drop them in stacks of 3 seems like the way to go. So let's go ahead and get this little bit over here. And we will loop around and check on the harvester and make sure it is all set and done. And if that is the case, then we'll probably call the episode there once the harvesting's done. And I will get the bales up and made while you guys are gone. And then we'll come back and we'll still likely be in August because we need to get some animals. Playing with the realistic livestock mod, we know that you got to get the animals in early and often so that we can go through pregnancy and gestation and genetics and replacement and all of those fun things that if we don't start early, just take longer and longer to get done. So I think, based on what we're seeing here, yeah, I think the harvester's done. We'll get a final count on the barley for you guys, see how much we made, and take it over to the silo before we call it quits. And that harvester is all folded up, so it is definitely done. I don't know how much you expect to get off this field. We didn't plant it, we didn't take care of it, so I'm not sure what the yield bonus was exactly. Hopefully it was pretty good. A field this size, do we get 50,000 liters? Does that seem reasonable? We know it unloaded twice on the headlands, which was less than 40, so maybe we got 60 or 70. Who knows? We'll find out here in just a second. Let's get up here and we'll jump over to the tractor, see what's left in the bin there, because the radon looks quite full. So let's see. 14,000 in the tractor and 50,000 here in the radon. So we got 64,000 liters of barley off this field. It's a great first harvest for us, guys. I'm excited. The Jack Daniels facility is right across the field there, and the recipe for Jack Daniels is barley, corn, dried corn, and water. So we have essentially all of that on the farm ready to go. We'll have to find some water to take over there, but I'm sure we can either find a water source or a tanker somewhere or head down to the river and get some water, but we could get right into making some Jack Daniels, which would be very, very exciting. So let's go ahead and get this put into our bin, and I'll loop back and get the rest from the grain cart. But I think that's where we'll call it, guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.